Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group 7 and our topic today is Fruits and Herbs as Architect of Health. My name is Shamil and I am the first presenter, and I will be presenting about ginger and joint health. So now I want you guys to imagine walking to your kitchen in the morning without your knee screaming at you. Imagine climbing the stairs without that stiff nagging ache in your hips. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, a humble kitchen root called ginger here can make that dream come true. So today, what we're gonna learn is, first, we're gonna learn the science behind ginger. And secondly, we will learn about how ginger supports joint health, reduce inflammation and improve mobility. So, to start with, let's know our hero today, ginger. So ginger is a herb, or we call it sometimes a root that we usually use for cooking or making tea. But the thing is, ginger is more than just a spice. Inside ginger, there are natural chemicals that can help our body to calm swelling and reduce joint pain. So these chemicals also protect our cells. So in other words, to simplify, ginger helps to protect our joint, which make it less stiff and sore. So moving around becomes more easier and comfortable. So the thing is, as we get older, many of us notice stiffness, many of us notice aching or super hurt in our head, on our joint, on our knees, which leads to difficulty in moving. So the main questions here are, why joints hurt as we age? So there are two reasons for that. The first one is cartilage breakdown. Second one is chronic inflammation. So cartilage, in a simple way, is a smooth rubbery tissue covering the ends of our bones. So you can think of it like a soft cushion or a shock absorber. And this cushion allows our bones to glide smoothly, so we can walk, we can bend, and we can climb the stairs. But the thing is, over time, this cushion thins and weakens, so it causes the bone here to rub together. So this causes pain, this causes all of the stiffness in our joint. So secondly is chronic inflammation. Okay, so inflammation, in a simple way, is when we get injured, the body releases a chemical, and these chemicals causes all the redness, causes all the heat and pain. So as we age, this inflammation system can remain slightly active even without injury. So this low-level long-term inflammation contributes to our joint pain and can cause the movement to become more difficult. Okay, so now let's move on to slightly technical part. So we will learn on how ginger works. So ginger is, we know it as a spice, but it contains two main heroes, two main key compounds here. The first is gingerose, secondly is sucralose. Okay, so these two items, these two defense mechanisms act as anti-inflammatory and antioxidant agents. So anti-inflammatory, in a simple way, is they calm our body's inflammation system. So it reduces the swelling and joint pain. Secondly, antioxidant are like molecules that protect our body from the damaged cell. It's like a soldier from our body protecting us from enemies. So in this case, the enemies is known as free radicals. So these free radicals accumulate over time as we age and can harm the joint tissues. So in short, ginger helps our joints to move more smoothly and reduces pain, supporting better daily mobility and comfort. Ginger carefully, and here's what the science shows. So the first one is meta-analysis. So in inflammation, we need to know three compounds. The first is CRP, which stands for C-reactive protein. IL-6 stands for interleukin 6, and TNF-alpha, which is tumor necrosis alpha. So these three chemicals are chemicals responsible in the blood that indicates inflammation. So the study reviewed that ginger reduces these three compounds. So imagine these three compounds in your body are like white paper, and there is a black dot. This black dot indicates inflammation. So by using the ginger, it removes all the black dot. So secondly, in meta-analysis, ginger boosts antioxidant production. So this helps to prevent further joint tissue damage. So the second scientific evidence in the clinical trial, the second evidence shows in clinical trial. So here's the story. So participants took 125 milligrams of ginger extract daily for about 58 days, around 2 months. So the results, it shows less pain and lower inflammation markers, and including all of it. So the third evidence is topical use. So in this case, the third evidence shows topical use. So topical use is when we apply something on our body. So in this case, we apply a red ginger compress. So the ginger, we apply it in our body. So in this case, we apply to the participants, and it shows reduces knee pain from a high to a lower level. So in this case, it improves the walking and mobility. It's important to know, it's important to understand what ginger can and cannot do. So first, ginger can reduce inflammation while lowering the pain. So this causes mobility to improve and support healthy aging. In the other hand, ginger cannot cure severe joint damage such as arthritis and maybe lost cartilage. So there are several ways to enjoy ginger. The first way is by using ginger extract supplements. So in these supplements, there are a lot of concentrated main players, which is gingerols and shaggyles. And studies shows that these supplements works the best. So secondly, we can use ginger tea such as soothing beverage. And lastly, we can use ginger in cooking such as sweet treat, or we can use it in dishes and any other things. So the thing is, even small amounts of ginger in our daily routine can have meaningful benefits. The key here is consistency, just like taking care of any other part of your health. So, to summarize, ginger is a safe, natural and scientifically proven to reduce joint pain and inflammation. Then, ginger works best as daily supportive therapy, but not as a replacement for medical treatment. Then, by adding ginger to our daily routine, we can improve comfort, we can improve our mobility and quality of life. So next time you see ginger in your kitchen, remember, it's more than a spice. It's a little joint saving powerhouse. That's the end of my presentation. Thank you for listening. Now I open up for Q&A session. Anyone? Okay, thank you for your question. So let me recap. So why do our joints hurt more as we get older? And how does ginger help with that? Am I right? Okay, thank you. So as we age, the cushion in our joints called cartilage becomes thinner. So at the same time, our body produces more inflammation, which causes swelling, causes stiffness and pain. So by using ginger, it helps by calming this inflammation, because in ginger, its natural compounds called gingerols and shaggyles, as mentioned earlier, can reduces the chemicals that causes all of the swelling. So while aging still affects the joint, ginger helps make the pain and stiffness more manageable. Is that answering your question? Thank you. So I'll open up for another question. Thank you. Thank you for your question. So let me recap. What is the best way to take ginger for joint pain? Am I right? Okay, thank you. So the strongest result from evidence come from the ginger extract capsules, because they contains higher levels of the active compounds. But actually, we can take ginger as a tea, or fresh ginger in the food, or use warm ginger compress on the painful areas. The thing here is, the important thing is consistency, taking it every day. So is that answering your questions? Okay. So I open up for the last questions. Okay. So thank you for your questions. So let me recap. Is ginger safe for daily use? Am I right? So the thing is, for most older adults, for elderly people, ginger is very safe. But if you are taking blood thinners like warfarin, or have upcoming surgery, or get stomach irritation easily, you should speak to a doctor first. But in normal food or tea amounts, ginger is safe for almost everyone. Thank you. Is that answering your question? Okay, so I open up for really last questions. Anyone? Okay, thank you. So, will ginger cure your arthritis completely? No. Ginger won't cure arthritis and it won't rebuild cartilage. But the thing is, it can reduce the symptoms, especially swelling and pain. So think of ginger as a daily helper. It makes moving easier and improves the comfort on your joint. But it doesn't replace medical treatment for severe joint damage. So I think that is the end of the Q&A session. I will pass to the next presenter.
Thank you so much, Shamil, for your sharing. So, my name is Muhammad Ahmed Lufi, and today's sharing for the food of choice is banana, and the title is The Art of Healing the Stomach. Have you guys ever skipped your breakfast in the morning because you are already too late for your work, and suddenly you started feeling hungry, and even the worst case is you are having or you are suffering from pain in your stomach. So you went to see the doctors in the hospital or even the clinic for the consultation, and they prescribe you with medication for gastritis, or commonly known as gastric. Gastric occurs when there's no food available in your stomach, hence those acid that supposedly digest the food has nothing to break down. So this acid will directly come in contact with the lining of your stomach, hence that explains the discomfort that you are feeling and also the burning sensation. Now let's talk about banana. Alright, banana is very popular among tropical countries, in Malaysia especially. It is high in potassium, which is very crucial for your muscle contraction, because without this potassium element inside your body, you will suffer from muscle cramp. That is why. So banana can be served into different style or different ways. For example, if you are on diet, you can always prepare yourself the overnight oats with banana slice on top. And if you are someone who love having your own free time in the morning during high tea, you can bake yourself banana cupcake. And also, if you want to create your own protein drink, you can make yourself banana smoothies. Okay. So bananas actually have their own way naturally to sweeten or comfort your pain in your stomach. First one is banana can neutralize excess gastric acid to lessen the burning sensation. This occurs because bananas actually have two compounds. The first one is potassium salt, and the second one is alkali compound. So when these two compounds combine with each other and they come in contact with the acid in your stomach, it can reduce the acidity of that particular acid, which is hydrochloric acid. So this will create a less harsh environment to your stomach. So because the acidity or the acid of the stomach has getting weaker, so there will be less discomfort in your stomach and even less burning sensation in your stomach. Alright, next, banana also can produce more mucus in the stomach as a shield or protection to prevent acid come into contact with the cells. Well, this is because banana has this one compound, particularly known as flavonoid. So flavonoid is a very special compound that can send signals to your stomach to produce more mucus. So if there's more mucus, there will be more stronger and thicker protection to your stomach, which means the acid will not get access into your stomach directly. Next, banana has fiber to form gel that slow down the acid diffusion into the stomach. Well, the fiber that I mentioned is known as pectin. So when this pectin mixed with the water H2O inside your body, it will form jelly-like gel. So this jelly-like gel will blend inside your stomach and it's getting thicker, which makes the movement of the acid, of the stomach acid throughout your stomach will become slower and it cannot directly fuse or in contact with the stomach. So it will be less burning sensation in your stomach and it will be less inflammation to your stomach. Fun facts. Bananas also have this one natural fats which is known as phospholipid. So these phospholipids will combine with the mucus and the gel which is derived from the pectin, which is the fiber here. It will make the stomach become more resistant towards the acid. So the acid will not be able to penetrate to the stomach and protect your stomach eventually. Even bananas have offered numerous advantages to our health, especially our gut and stomach. Actually, there's some limitations that the scientists have to overcome. So the first one is lack of human trials. This is because most of the experiments and tests have been tested on the animals only, such as mouse, hamster, or even rats. So there's no completely strong or significant evidence that shows significant changes in the human trials completely as a whole. Next, there will be small changes in the gastric pH, which means the acid changes is too weak to become a treatment or alternative treatment for gastritis. And last one is it can trigger gas and bloating to the stomach, which can cause discomfort to your stomach. Bananas may give mild comfort to some people, but their effects on the gastric acid and mucus are very too far weak. And the second one is scientific evidence in humans is limited and not strong enough to confirm the real advantages of the banana. And the last one is bananas cannot be considered a reliable treatment for gastric problems. So finally, we have come to the end of the presentation, but before that, I'll leave you guys a statement for you guys to think about at home. Okay? Imagine this is like a key takeaway or take-home message for you guys. So the statement says, if a food seems to heal simply because it feels gentle, are we trusting real physiology, or it is actually the powerful placebo effect that comforts us more than the science ever did? That's all from me. Thank you so much. So, do you guys have any questions?
I have a question.
Yes.
Is there any other fruits that have a high amount of potassium other than banana?
Next question. I think other than bananas, the other fruits that have high content of potassium would be avocado. Okay, this is very nice. And also papaya. Yeah, papaya. Yeah. And also probably honeydew. Yeah. Those three fruits have very high content of potassium. I think it's even higher than banana. Yeah. So those fruits you can find it in the market. Yeah, especially in our country, we are a very beautiful tropical country in Malaysia. Okay?
Thank you.
Alright. Alright, any other question?
I have another question. So, other than empty stomach, what causes gastric?
So, as I mentioned before, gastric or gastritis, or even we call it as acid reflux, actually is a condition of inflammation of your stomach, of your gut. So I think the other factor that can trigger this condition maybe spicy food. Yeah, because if I'm not mistaken, spicy food when you consume spicy food, they will release a chemical. I forgot what's the scientific name, but it's a chemical that can trigger your stomach, which eventually it will produce, your stomach will produce a lot of hydrochloric acid as a protection mechanism for your body. Yeah, I think the answer will be spicy food.
Thank you.
So I'm up for very last question. Anyone?
I have a question. So, is banana scientifically proven to cure gastric?
Shamil, did you skip my sharing just now?
Sorry.
Alright. So basically, the evidence in humans is very weak. Okay, the scientific evidence in human, the clinical trials are very weak because most of the experiment or tests have been conducted or performed on animals such as hamster and mouse. So most study shows that banana only helps with the symptom, with the sign that you're having, the discomfort of your stomach or of your gut, but they do not cure your gastritis or gastric. You have to take the prescription from the doctors and consume the medicine. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So I'll pass to the next presenter.
Good morning, everyone. Actually, to Dr. Iwan and also my fellow friends. And thank you to Aiman for the beautiful presentation about banana. So today I would like to talk about bromelain juice, pineapple, the natural anti-inflammation pillar. So I want to ask you a question. Have you ever eaten pineapple before?
Yes.
Yes.
I like pineapple.
Oh really? If you like the taste of pineapple, so today I would like to talk about interesting fact about pineapples. So basically, pineapple have a natural enzyme that we call as a bromelain, which bromelain help to reduce swelling and pain. And besides, pineapple also have a rich vitamin C that help our body to repair and strengthen our tissues. And next, what is bromelain and where does bromelain come from? So basically, bromelain is the key ingredient, the important that make the pineapple special. This enzyme typically found in either in juice, in the fruit, and also in the stem. So next, we mostly think that pineapple is just like a refreshing snack, right? But actually, scientists have discovered that pineapple have what we call enzyme that can recover all situation happen in our body. Like for example, people recovering from injuries, swelling, inflammations, and childbirth. So in front, this example of situation that bromelain help people to get wound healing and treatment, animal feed supplement, and there is processing benefit for that. Basically, what you guys see in front, this is example that have been approved by the several scientists from the research paper, not just from the traditional belief. So today, I will explain how pineapple heal our body naturally. So today I would like to focus in 5 situations. The first one is anti-inflammatory agent. Second one is for tissue and repairs. Third, for the postpartum recovery. fourth for the dental procedure, and fifth one for the digestion system. So first of all, bromelain can, like I said before, bromelain can help to reduce pain, right? So when we think when you have your sprained ankle or get swelling on it, so basically protein will trap the fluid on the swelling part, and this bromelain can help to break down the protein so that the injured part will get less pressure on the tissues, and this will reduce pain and also stiffness. And interestingly, bromelain can also work similar way to the other anti-inflammation medicines, but it has a little bit of side effect. So in front, what you can see, this pineapple consumption reduces cardiac oxidative stress and inflammation in high cholesterol diet fat rats. So I found this on one of the articles that I have researched before. This is a clinical trial that use diet fat rats. So scientists use bromelain extract and give to the fat rats that have severe inflammation. So what you guys can see here, bromelain help to reduce inflammation in the fat rat. For the second one, bromelain also help to repair our tissues. Like what I said before, pineapple rich with vitamin C, right? So when this vitamin C produced in our body, it also produce collagen. Like if you guys know what is collagen, you guys don't know, right?
No.
Don't remember. So, collagen is like a material building for our skin, tissues, blood vessel, and also other organs. So when our body produces enough collagen, it will help the wound in our body recover faster. It shows that bromelain is not just for to reduce inflammatory, but it also help to fast recover our wound. For the third one, which is bromelain or pineapple, can support for postmortem recovery. A mother deliver a baby, right? When through perineal tears or scissors, the wound might feel uncomfortable or slow recovery. So the mothers can also consume pineapple or bromelain supplement to help the wound recover faster and also build the damaged tissue faster. So I would like to ask you guys a question. Many people say that pineapple can make the mother miscarriage or abortion, right? So you guys think it's a myth or a fact?
Fact? Maybe?
It's a myth. True, it's a myth. Because a myth said that pineapple actually can sustain our women's cervix and can cause to a malconception, and this will lead to a miscarriage. But actually the fact is, when we consume pineapple, it just have a lower level of bromelain, so it doesn't affect our cervix anyway, because we can find bromelain is high level in the stem or in the core fruit, so we don't usually eat the part, right? But it need to be consulted to a doctor also. So the fourth one is bromelain help after dental procedures. So I want to ask if you guys have removed your wisdom tooth before?
Yes.
So maybe after that surgery, do you guys feel a swelling on your jaw or cheeks? Something?
Yes.
So what you guys do after that?
Eat painkiller.
Okay, so maybe next time when you get your wisdom tooth removed, I suggest you guys maybe to eat pineapple or bromelain supplement because there is one research article that it tests on their patient and the patient eat the pineapple or the bromelain supplement and the surgeries, the swollen on the cheek or the jaws reduce faster and less swollen. So it shows that the bromelain help to reduce the swelling after the dental procedures, and it also speed up the recovery process. The last one, which is pineapple, improve digestion and indirectly support healing. Most of food that we consume have protein, right? The mechanism of bromelain is to break down the protein. So this is the function of bromelain, that it will break down the protein in our food that we consume. So it will reduce bloating and digestive stress, and there is some scientists said that eating bromelain supplement or pineapple can help with the stomach illness, which is gastric sleep or IBD, inflammatory bowel disease. Example of impact of bromelain on protein digestible in the proventriculus and duodenal digestion first in vitro. Trial on the grazing animals, and it shows that the animal that have been extracted with the bromelain shows the high digestive treatment on this. Last but not least, the limitation or the disadvantages or the counter evidence of the advantages of the pineapples. So first of all, when we consume the fresh pineapple, it may have a low dose of bromelain, so it will not help to really cure some of disease. So we need the bromelain supplement which have the high dose or high purity of the bromelain itself, so it may help the patient to recover faster. The second one, pineapple should never replace the medical treatment because of why? When someone or one patient may have major surgery or severe infection, if they eat pineapple, it will don't cause anything because pineapple is just a cure, right? So they need a treatment from the bromelain supplement itself, and they will need to consult to a doctors. And actually, bromelain can also interact with the other medication that may harm ourselves or might harm the people. For example, bromelain cannot consume with the antibiotics, pain medication, and the more important thing with the blood thinner like warfarin, because it will cause the bleeding risk seriously. Sebenarnya, not everyone correspond to the pineapple same. Some people might get the benefit more than the others, and some might not get the benefits. So it depends on how you consume the bromelain and how your body condition interact with the bromelain itself. To conclude, pineapple is not just a truly tropical fruit. Through bromelain, it act as a natural anti-inflammation that will reduce swelling, pain, and this will help body healing naturally. For example, this make it beneficial for people recovering from postpartum recovery and digestive system, dental procedures, and also tissue repairs. The most important thing is about balance. Pineapple work best as supportive healing, which is we add it in our lifestyles and we not rely it alone. When we combine with the proper medical care, health diet, and also good care, pineapple can work as important role to improve recovery process and also overall well-being. Key message I would like you guys to take away is healing does not come from the medication. Sometimes the natures support or become the tool of the healing process too, which is it can assist our body recovery from the certain disease efficiently. And pineapple is one of the natural tools. That you know the behind science of the pineapple, right? So I encourage you guys to add pineapple in your daily meal, like eating freshly, make it a smoothie or as a juice. So remember this, it helps healing naturally. Sometimes natural food make the biggest differences. We go to the Q&A time.
I have a question. So, how much pineapple should a person normally eat in order to experience healing or anti-inflammatory benefits?
Basically, it depends on the people illness. For example, like a sinus inflammatory in our nose, right? So maybe we can consume it, and after consume it may take like 1 or 2 days to recovery from the sinus effect. Yeah. Other question?
Me. Does canned pineapple provide the same health benefit as fresh pineapple, especially in terms of bromelain content?
Okay. It's a great question. We more prefer to a fresh pineapple because like canned pineapple we store it for a long time, right? So maybe the bromelain is not function anymore rather than the fresh one. So I would like to suggest you guys to eat the fresh one, either the canned. Any more question?
I have one more. So, as you said before, the pineapple or the bromelain can help with the inflammatory, right? So, does they fully replace the painkiller or anti-inflammatory medicine, or should it only be used as a support therapy?
Okay, thank you for the questions. Fresh pineapple, we just use it as a therapy only because, like what I said before, pineapple contain low bromelain dose, right? So maybe it will not affect or it will be not treat the illness well, like the others medication like antibiotics, the painkiller. Yeah, so that's my answer.
Me again. So is pineapple safe for people with diabetes, or what should they consider? What include pineapple in their diet?
Oh, okay. You know that some food have the high sugar level. So, like, I'm not saying that diabetes people cannot consume it, but they can consume, but in the moderate or lower meals. Okay. So because it will trigger your sugar levels. Okay, so I think that's all because they have no any other questions. So I will end it here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Adiba, for your sharing. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here. When we think of superfoods for the brain, we often picture exotic supplements or rare herbs that we can find on top of the mountain. But today, I want to talk about something you can find in almost every grocery store, something that most of us already love, the herbal strawberry. So my presentation today is titled Strawberry Brain Boost, Sweetness That Sharpens. Over the next few minutes, we are going to look past the taste and dig into the science. We will explore how the specific biological compound in strawberries actively support cognitive health, protect your neurons, and might just be the tastiest way to keep your mind sharp as you age. Next, to understand how strawberries help, I want you to visualize your brain as a high performance engine. Just like a car engine, your brain is running constantly. It consumes a massive amount of energy, and as a byproduct, waste what biologists call as oxidative stress or free radicals. You can think of this as the rust and green that builds up in energy over the time. Now, usually our bodies are good at cleaning this up, but as we age or under high stress, that cleaning process slows down. This is where strawberries come in. Eating them isn't about redesigning the engine. It's about a gentle and premium time to down. They provide the antioxidants, the fluids, and filters needed to neutralize that rust, helping your mental engine running smoother and quieter, specifically targeting the information that slows us down. Next, I want to talk about the big three compounds. So, what is it exactly in strawberries that acts as this tune up? It really comes down to three power players, the big three compound. First, anthocyanins. This is arguably the star of the show. It's the pigment that gives the strawberries their brilliant red color. Second, the flavonoids. Think of this as the communicator or the construction crew of the brain. And then lastly is the vitamin C. We all know it for our immunity, but here it acts as the protector or a shield for your neurons. Let's break this down one by one to see what they actually do inside your brain. So let's start with anthocyanins. Nature is smart. Often the color of a food gives us a clue about its function. That deep red isn't just for the show. Anthocyanins are powerful antioxidants with a very special ability. They can cross the blood-brain barrier. So this is a big deal. The blood-brain barrier is a strict security filter that stops most of the foreign substance from entering your brain. Anthocyanins have a VIP pass. They slip right through your brain and go directly in the brain tissue, reducing inflammation. So, since chronic neuroinflammation is a non-precursor to Alzheimer's and general cognitive decline, having an anti-inflammatory action that can actually get to the brain is crucial. Now we have the flavonoids. If anthocyanins are the cleaning crew, flavonoids are the IT department. Your brain functions through a complex network of electrical signals. Flavonoids have been shown to regulate neural signaling. Basically, they improve the quality of the connection between your brain cells. It's like upgrading your brain internet from a dial-up to fiber optic. But it's getting better. Some research indicates that this compound might stimulate neurogenesis, the growth of brand new neurons. For a long time, we thought we couldn't grow new brain cells. But we now know that with the right nutritional support, the brain remains plastic and adaptable. And finally, we talk about the defense in vitamin C and folate. Your brain is surprisingly hungry for vitamin C. In fact, the highest concentration of vitamin C in the entire body is found in the brain. It is essential for the synthesis of neurotransmitter, the chemical messenger that carry every thought and feeling you have. And combined with folate, vitamin C acts as the shield against the oxidative stress that I mentioned earlier. It protects the neuron from the wear and tear of aging, preserving the integrity of those chemical messengers. Now this is all sounds great in theory, but does it work in practice? I want to highlight a clinical study from 2023 involving older adults. Participants consume the equivalent of daily strawberries for 8 weeks. The results were measurable. Cognitive processing speed increased by 5.2%. That is a tangible improvement in how fast the brain can take in and use information. Next, the antioxidant capacity increased by 10.2%. This means their bodies were physically better equipped to fight off cellular damage compared to the placebo group. So this moved us from folk wisdom to clinical support nutritional science. I know what you are thinking. Do I have to eat the whole crate of strawberry every day to create these benefits? Thankfully, no. Actually, the prescription, if you will, is pricing achievable. The study suggests that just one standard serving, which is about 8 strawberries or roughly one generous handful per day, is enough to trigger these positive effects. You don't need to drastically alter your diet. You just need a consistency. A handful in your oatmeal, a smoothie, or just as a snack is all it takes. Next, as with any scientific presentation, we have to look at the fine print. Strawberries are a superfood, but they are not magic. So the first one is modesty pack. They are a support system, not a cure-all. If you have a poor diet, otherwise strawberries alone, it will not save you. So the second one is individual variation. Genetic matter. Actually, some of us metabolize this compound effectively, while others might see less benefit. And then the baseline matters. Most improvements are seen in older adults who are naturally starting to experience some decline. If you are about 20 years old and at peak cognitive performance, you might not feel a sudden boost, but you are investing in protection in your future. So to wrap things up, while strawberries are not a standalone solution for preventing cognitive decline, they are a powerful, delicious, and low-risk tool in your health toolbox. They fight inflammation, they strengthen your neural connection, and the clinical evidence support. So the next you are in the produce, I should remember, you are not just buying a sweet snack, but you are buying a little of insurance for your mind. So now we move on to, I open to anyone that want to ask me a question, so you can raise your hand.
I have a question.
Yes.
So you already explained lots of strawberries benefits. I wonder, does cooking them will ruin all the benefits because of the heat?
Oh, actually yes, unfortunately the vitamin C and anthocyanins, they are actually heat sensitive. So whether you make it a strawberry jar or a cooked pie, it won't bring you to the same benefit for the brain as the original strawberries. So I think fresh or frozen is better for you.
You mentioned about frozen and fresh strawberries. Is frozen strawberry or fresh strawberry will give you more benefits?
It's actually frozen because they have the farmer, they pick at their peak of ripeness and the flash frozen, so they lock the nutrients. Like actually the frozen one have more nutrient than the fresh one, as they already keep it in the crop for a week. Sometimes we don't know, right? So I think the frozen one is better.
What about the pesticide?
So for the pesticides, strawberry are often appears on the dirty dozen list for the pesticides. So if your budgets allow, organic is better. But if not, you can go through the true wash with the baking soda to remove all the residues. So I think there's no more question. I'll pass to the next presenter.
Good morning everyone. Today I will be presenting on how garlic acts as a natural architect of cardiovascular health. So garlic has been used for 1,000 years as a medicine, but in the last decade, scientific evidence has increasingly confirmed its powerful effect on blood pressure, cholesterol, and overall heart health. In this presentation, I will walk through what the science show, the key mechanisms supporting evidence from 2020-2025, and why that garlic deserves a place in our diet. Garlic is often a cooking ingredient, but historically, many cultures use it as a medicine herb. What makes garlic special is a sulfur-containing compound called allicin, which active when garlic is crushed. Modern critical studies have shown that allicin play a major role in improving blood circulation, reducing blood pressure, lowering cholesterol, and protecting our blood vessel from oxidative damage. So today, we will focus specifically on how garlic contribute to cardiovascular health, supported by evidence from 2020-2025. To understand why garlic is effective, we need to look at how it works in the body. When garlic is crushed, allicin trigger reaction that increase nitric oxide production. Nitric oxide causes blood vessels to relax, a process called vasodilation, which naturally help lower blood pressure. Garlic also reduce the oxidation of LDL cholesterol, and oxidized LDL is the one of key contributors to plaque formation in the arteries. By reducing oxidation, garlic may reduce long-term cardiovascular risk. Garlic lowers inflammatory markers like CRP, IL-6, and TNF-alpha, which are often elevated in the metabolic syndrome and cardiovascular disease. Some studies even show modest improvement in blood glucose and insulin resistance, which further supports heart health. That sounds great in theory, but let's look at the hard data. A major meta-analysis conducted in 2024 reviewed 19 district clinical trials. The results were clear. They found an average drop in systolic blood pressure of nearly 2.5 points and a reduction of LDL cholesterol of over 4 points. While this number might seem small individually, on a population level, they represent a significant reduction in heart attack risk. Here is figure 4 from Dewar et al. 2024, showing the effect of garlic consumption on LDL cholesterol. This is a forest plot. Each horizontal line represents an individual ICT, which is mean, different, and 95% confident interval. So the overall effect shown at the bottom indicates a reduction of 0.44 ml/ml in LDL-C in the garlic group compared to control. That's a significant drop because elevated LDL is a major risk factor for atherosclerosis and heart disease. This data support the idea of that garlic can artificially strengthen our cardiovascular health by lowering bad cholesterol in a clinically meaningful way. Now, not all garlic is treated equally. A specific type called aged garlic extract (AGE) has shown particular promise. The 2023 randomized control trial focused specifically on people with grade 1 hypertension. That's early stage high blood pressure. They found that AGE did not just lower blood pressure, it measurably increased those nitric oxide level we talked about earlier. It was actually fixing this mechanism of the blood vessel, not just masking the symptom. It also extends to metabolic syndrome, a cluster of conditions that include high blood sugar, excess blood fat, and abnormal cholesterol level. Recent analysis shown that garlic supplemental is associated with a lower waist conformity, lower triglyceride, and reduced inflammation markers like CRP. It's treating the whole system, helping to metabolically reset the body. But this promising finding is important to consider the limitation. Garlic effectiveness varies depending on the form used. Raw garlic, garlic powder oil or aged garlic extract oil contain different compound and strengths. Allicin, the main active compound, break down very quickly, which means its benefit may not always be fully absorbed. Some clinical trials report minimal or no effect, especially when low dose were used or when participants already had well-controlled blood pressure. Most importantly, garlic should be seen as a supportive strategy, not a replacement for prescribed medications such as antihypertensive or statins. In conclusion, garlic is more than just a cooking ingredient. It contains powerful bioactive compounds that have been shown through multiple recent studies to lower blood pressure, improve cholesterol level, reduce inflammation, and support metabolic health. Central message is clear. Garlic is a natural architect that helps build and maintain a healthy cardiovascular system, but it works best alongside healthy eating, exercise, and medical treatment when needed. Now we move on to Q&A session. Does anyone have a question?
I have question. So I just wondering, why did you choose the garlic instead of the another herbs of fruits?
Nice question. I choose garlic. This is because it is one of the most extensively studied natural substance with consistent and measurable health benefit. Between 2022 and 2035, several high-quality randomized controlled trial and meta-analysis confirm garlic's effect on cholesterol, blood pressure, inflammation, and metabolic health. This is a strong evidence-based choice for demonstrating how food acts as an architect of health.
I have a question. Is consuming fresh garlic is enough to receive all the benefits that you mentioned, or do we need to take the supplements also?
Nice question. Most clinical trials use standardized garlic supplement because they provide a controlled amount of allicin or aged garlic extract. However, fresh garlic can still offer benefit, but the exact dose is harder to measure. Research suggests that 1 or 2 cloves per day may provide similar effect, so supplements deliver more consistent results. So both forms are useful, but supplements allow more accurate scientific testing.
I have another question. Are there any limitation or safety concern when using garlic for health benefits?
Okay, Sarah? Yes. While garlic is generally safe, high dose may cause gastroenteritis discomfort, bad breath, or interact with medication, especially blood thinners like warfarin. Another limitation is not all individuals respond equally. Some people experience large improvement in cholesterol or blood pressure, while others respond mildly. These variations are common in nutrition research and depend on genetic, diet, and lifestyle.
Thank you, Shahrizad, for presenting. Now I'll be presenting about the pomegranate, known as Formica granatum. I will be sharing what this popular Malaysian fruit can do for our cardiovascular health. So when we talk about healthy fruit, we often mention pomegranate as the true superfood. It has been a symbol of health for many years. Now let's look at what the scientists have discovered about pomegranate, the benefits, and also the important cautions. For many of us, especially the elderly, managing high blood pressure, cholesterol, and chronic inflammation have been a daily challenge. So, let's take a look at the benefits of pomegranate and also its important cautions. This is the short video that I found on YouTube. As you can see, pomegranate is a round-shaped red color fruit about the size of an orange. The outside is very thin, and the inside it has a small red color of seeds known as areas. The areas is the part that you pressure medications. Polyphenol also increase availability of nitric oxide, which can help to dilate your blood vessels, and this can enhance the blood flow. Next, pomegranate also help to protect bad cholesterol, or known as lipoproteins. It helps to protect lipoproteins from being damaged by oxygens. It also enhances the activity of beneficial enzymes like chloroxidase-1, enable it to break down the lipid, the oxidized lipid in blood reservoirs. Lastly, it is an antioxidant and anti-inflammatory actions. As we all know, chronic inflammation is the enemy of heart health. So pomegranate help to decrease oxidative stress and block inflammatory sickness. And it also reduce the stickiness inside your arteries, which will slow down the development of arteriosclerosis. Now let's look at what the clinical evidence has shown. The most consistent positive results are seen in two key areas, which is the blood pressure reduction and also the inflammatory and endocrine markers. Studies have shown significant reduce in systolic and diastolic blood pressure, especially in adults who consume pomegranate. The most effective is in individuals that already have higher blood pressure, which means that their systolic blood pressure is over 150 mm/Curie. So they are also known as hypertensive individuals. Scientists have observed significant reductions in markers of inflammation in elderly, those who have metabolic syndrome, and even healthy volunteers. We have also seen a reduce in molecules that can cause the lining of your blood vessels to be inflamed, indicating that the blood vessels, the health of the blood vessels is improving. For example, reduction in specific inflammatory markers like acid, and also reduction in adhesive molecules like beta-1. Now let's look at the important cautions. If this pomegranate is very good, why isn't every doctor prescribing it? The major challenge is because many studies have shown no significant effect of consumption of pomegranate on total cholesterol, LDL cholesterol, HDL cholesterol, or triglycerides. Pomegranate active ingredient may protect cholesterol, but they may not lower the amount of it. Next is the variability in other markers. Not all markers of vascular function and inflammations show consistent improvement. Measure like fluid-related regulations, E-selective, ATM1, frequently fail to show consistent changes across different trials. And next is the critical role of gut microbiota. This is the important part to understand. Pomegranate active ingredients contain allergies, but this allergies is not active on their own. They need to be converted into active metabolite known as neurokinin. The issue is that not every individual have the bacteria in their gut that are able to transform allergies to neurokinin. So no matter how much you consume pomegranate, that doesn't mean that you will get the most heart benefit like every other person that are known as good metabolizer does. So lastly is the methodological limitations. The scientific research are often short-term and also small sample size, which limits how sure we can be about the widespread benefits of pomegranate. This chart shows the studies that have been conducted. As you can see from row 1, studies are focused on individuals that have high blood pressure, and these are the individuals that show the best result. However, in below row 3, studies are focused on young healthy males aged 19 in just 2 weeks. So there are no surprise that the result that you can observe from young healthy males are completely different from the result that you observe from people who have chronic heart disease. So to conclude, pomegranate is highly promising. It is because their information. However, pomegranate is not a medical substitute. You cannot substitute a pomegranate to your prescribed medications because the effect of pomegranate on your cholesterol is still inconsistent, and also the benefit that you will receive from pomegranate depends on your personal gut health. Now, scientists are focused on two key areas: to find the optimal dose and to find the optimal form. Whether pomegranate extract or pomegranate juice will show the most effective result. So scientists need to develop new ways to ensure every individual, especially the poor mobilizer, to get the full benefit. Is there any questions?
I have a question. You mentioned that the pomegranate benefits depend on having the right gut bacteria to activate it. If I drink pomegranate juice every day for a month and don't see any change in my blood pressure, does that mean my gut bacteria are bad? And is there a way to train them?
No, that does not mean your gut bacteria is bad. They just mean that your gut bacteria might not be the specific type that transform the kinase to your proteins. So there are ways to train your gut health. You can try to consume diet that are high in fiber and also grains and also vegetables to promote the growth of gut community that will include your routine metabolizer. And there are also companies that sell supplement that already has the final product, which is your routine, so you can try to consume that too.
Thank you.
I have a question. Okay, if I want to try the pomegranate, should I eat the whole fruit or drink the juice or maybe take a pill? Does the way I consume the pomegranate change the heart benefit?
Unfortunately, we don't have the perfect answer yet because your question is what the scientists are still arguing over. So, based on scientific research that show the best result, like significant drop in blood pressure, they actually use pomegranate juice and also pomegranate extract in capsule form. So the challenge with consuming the whole fruit is the amount of active compound in it can vary widely depending on the fruit type, the climate it grew in, and also how it was processed. So to answer your questions, the extracted pomegranate in capsule form